Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I've been waiting a very long time for. Recently, on July 28th, Netflix released the Miraculous Awakening movie, which takes the concept of the characters in the Miraculouses and tells their story in a different yet refreshing way. Before I knew much about this film, I was really nervous because of the amount of time and money being put into a movie that wasn't even going to be a part of our show's existing storyline. But I can now say with confidence that I enjoyed the movie and am excited to see the future of the Miraculous cinematic universe. Before I begin my commentary on the movie, this review will not be spoiler-free, so I recommend checking the movie out before you watch this video. Anyways, let's get into the review. The movie begins with a brief explanation on the Ladybug and Black Cat Miraculouses, which complement each other and must be used together, which we see come up at many points throughout the film, including with an amazing musical number, Stronger Together. We are introduced to Marinette, who is her usual clumsy self, but instead of having supportive classmates and friends, she is almost completely alone at school. She accidentally spills coffee on Chloe's sweater, which leads Chloe to make Marinette's life a living nightmare. But throughout this interaction, Marinette meets Alya and they quickly become friends. I really like the way that this movie characterizes Marinette, because it really feels like she's actually a normal girl with a normal life, unlike in the show. It's really cool to see how her confidence grows as her civilian self, because of her facing her fears as Ladybug. Through an adorable scene in the library, Marinette meets Adrien for the first time, and consequently falls in love with him. Adrien in the movie is pretty different from the Adrien that we know in the show, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Movie Adrien is more quiet and reserved, and we really see how losing his mother affects him on a day-to-day basis. I've seen a lot of people criticize this change in his character, but I feel like it's more realistic and makes the viewer sympathize more with both Adrien and Gabriel. Speaking of Gabriel, he's also pretty different in this movie. It's explained towards the end that him and Emily were childhood friends, and they gradually fell in love, got married, and had Adrien. However, Emily became sick, most likely still due to using the Peacock Miraculous, and passed away. Due to the heartbreak of losing his wife, Gabriel meets up with a random man and acquires the Butterfly Miraculous. In the movie, the Butterfly Miraculous is a lot more dangerous, and it is referred to as the Miraculous of Chaos instead of the Miraculous of Transmission. Unlike the show, the wielder is able to akumatize multiple people at a time, as we see with the Mime and the Magician. When Gabriel decides to use the Butterfly Miraculous, Master Fu senses it has returned and realizes that he needs to bring the Ladybug and Black Cat Miraculouses back into circulation. In the movie, the Miraculouses seem to have a mind of their own and are able to move on their own and pick their own holders. I like the message of who saves a life saves the world with Marinette, but the movie never actually explains how or why Adrien gets his Miraculous. In the show, both Adrien and Marinette help Master Fu, which is why they're chosen, but in the movie, Adrien just randomly finds the Miraculous in his room. I really liked Tiki's relationship with Marinette in this movie because of how she is able to give Marinette the courage she needs to fight evil, but also be there for her when she needs it. Tiki is able to have some pretty funny lines, but she's also able to be serious when she has to. Which brings me to my second point. Probably one of the most atrocious things about this movie is the way that Plag and Adrien's relationship is written. In the show, these two have an amazing friendship that is able to help Adrien through his difficult home life, but in the movie, Plag is there for one reason only: stupid fart jokes. The amount of time I had to pause this scene was absolutely ridiculous. I wouldn't necessarily be mad at one or two disgusting jokes, but Plag was not really ever actually there for Adrien. Even when Adrien is at his absolute lowest after being rejected by Ladybug, all Plag can do is complain about his empty stomach. And yes, I know that in the show, Adrien and Plag's relationship is mostly comprised of camembert jokes, but when Adrien needs someone to talk to, Plag will always be there for him. So yeah, I really did not like that aspect of the movie. Ladybug and Cat Noir meet for the first time and are presented as rivals, with each of them constantly competing over who is the leader. I really liked the way that this movie wrote their dynamic, and it's probably one of my favorite things about the movie as a whole. They are actually presented as equals, and in order to succeed in their battles, they must actually work together. Also, this movie doesn't give Ladybug more powers than Cat Noir because it doesn't feature her Lucky Charms or the Miraculous Ladybug power. You could consider the ending to be her Miraculous Ladybug power, but I'm not entirely sure she can do that for every battle. Although I do miss her Lucky Charms in the movie, I can appreciate how it gives them equal powers and allows Marinette to formulate plans using her surroundings. Cat Noir falls in love with Ladybug and Careless Whisper plays, for the first time. And then we have the carnival scenes, which develop the relationships between Alia, Marinette, Nino, and Adrian, and Tom decides that he should spy on Marinette. I'm not exactly sure why they decided to have the overprotective dad subplot and then not really do anything with it after this scene, but whatever. Comedy, I guess. As I said before, I like how Adrian is quieter in this movie, but I do miss some parts of his show personality. Although we don't get that many Adrianette scenes, in the ones we do get, Adrian doesn't seem to really like Marinette very much. I mean, he obviously does like her, but I kind of wish that they developed it a little bit more. On the flip side though, Adrian and Cat Noir mean a lot to Marinette, and we even see her get confused because of her blossoming feelings towards both of them. After a montage of Lady Noir defeating a bunch of villains and Marinette gaining more confidence, we are brought to the cutest Lady Noir scene we have ever gotten in the history of Miraculous Ladybug. Cat Noir brings Ladybug to the theater that his recently departed mother used to perform in and sings her a heartfelt song. This leads into an emotional duet where Cat Noir and Ladybug both sing about how important they are to each other. But then, Cat Noir confesses his romantic feelings for Ladybug and she tells him that she loves somebody else, which I obviously knew was coming, but it still hurt. Honestly, Marinette is crazy for that, because if someone started singing about their love for me while we were dancing in the clouds, I would ask to marry them right on the spot. Following this heartbreaking scene, we get yet another heartbreaking scene. It is revealed that there will soon be a ball and that Marinette is planning on asking Adrian to be her date. Surprisingly, she actually manages to ask him, and he tells her that he loves someone else. This scene was something we've never gotten in the show, so it was interesting to see how Marinette getting rejected actually affected her. At the Agreste mansion, Adrian stands up to Gabriel and tells him that he lost his father a long time ago, which is very true, but ouch. He deserved it though. Gabriel realizes that he has been failing this entire time and that he needs to win this time, so he akumatizes himself to enhance his powers. The final battle begins, Careless Whisper plays for a second time, and Ladybug and Cat Noir get into a fight, which leads Cat Noir to disregard Ladybug's advice and try to defeat Hawkmoth without her. Because of this, Cat Noir falls from the Eiffel Tower and into the water where he is knocked out. This particular aspect of this scene kind of confused me, because we've already seen the characters fall from high places and get hit by trains, and they are completely fine. So how does Cat Noir get knocked out in this scene? Ladybug tries to fight back against the akumatized Hawkmoth but fails because he gave himself the ability to force choke people. He takes her earrings and throws her aside, kind of like the season 5 finale. We see Cat Noir wake up and somehow not notice that Marinette is just passed out in the place where Ladybug should be. Gabriel tries to take his Miraculous, but instead reveals Cat Noir as Adrian. Unlike in the show, where Gabriel just makes the wish anyway, he actually seems to care about his son and immediately detransforms and begs for forgiveness. I actually liked this scene, but it made me sort of sad that we will never get anything like it in the show. Wait guys, did you think that you were safe from a massive time skip that forces us to be in the dark about what happens to Adrian and his family because of his father's absence? Well, you're not, because, surprise! It's now winter and the night of the dance that everybody's been talking about. Marinette, now knowing Adrian's identity because of the final battle, finds Adrian in the courtyard and reveals that she knows his identity and that she is Ladybug. This scene was so adorable, like the way he literally had tears streaming down his face when he discovered her identity. Amazing. After they embrace and their kiss gets cut off, the movie ends because Miraculous never does post-credit scenes. In fact, Miraculous always wraps up every single plot point and there are no cliffhangers ever. Just kidding. We hear a voiceover of Gabriel talking to Natalie and telling her to basically continue his plan, and he leads her to the basement, where we see a deceased Emily on a bed of flowers with the Peacock Miraculous around her neck. Is Natalie going to be the villain for the next movie? Will she also have a song? I'm honestly really excited to watch the next movie because of this scene. However, I'm pretty confused on what happened to Gabriel and who Adrian is staying with. At the end of the movie, everyone found out Hawkmoth's true identity, so is Gabriel in jail now? Does Natalie have custody over Adrian? Anyways, although some of the pacing was off and some things weren't explained, I did really like the movie as a whole. The songs were great and really added to the magic of the original story. The animation was absolutely breathtaking, and it genuinely baffled me that this was something that Miraculous actually made. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys also enjoyed the movie as much as I did. It was definitely worth the wait for me, even though I have already seen it like 4 times, but you know, just pretend that didn't happen. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on things you liked about the movie, maybe things you don't like about the movie, and I'll be sure to reply to them. Anyways, have a miraculous day, you guys. Bye!